Hello everybody, this is Peyton, and I'm here with what I think is going to be a really cool video. I haven't done stuff with iDogs since I did my iDog collection video, which is kind of weird because that's the type of robot that I have the most of. But yeah, I'm finally getting around to doing some iDog stuff. I might show some test modes. I don't know, a lot of people have already done that. But one thing I want to do in this video is I want to explain a couple things. One, how the motor in the Idog works, and two, I want to go over the motor test and how it calculates the speed, or how it figures out the speed to move the motors so that it keeps it all at the same speed if the batteries get lower. So I want to start off by talking about the way that the motor actually moves. The motor itself only has one speed. The speed control is done all by the software. The way it works, and I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but I do have something I can use to demonstrate it, is it works by pulsing the motor, so turning it on and off for different lengths of time, but very fast, so that if you listen to the motor or you see it moving, you'd think it's constantly moving, but it's quickly turning on and off. And it's the length of those motor pulses that control the speed. One way I can show this, I did show this in a video already. This is the Owleez from Spin Master. And what I'm going to do is go into the motor test mode so it can open up all the way. And I'm going to pull it up so the motor can still spin, but it won't close. Okay, so this is the way that it works. Whenever you press the back button, it'll try to reset it and put it down. So imagine I'm doing this. This is like the fastest speed of the Idog. Well, actually, the fastest speed would be constantly moving. This is like the next fastest. So it's turning on for a longer period of time and then briefly shutting off and turning back on again. But let's say if you want it to move slower, you make it do something like this. And if you want to make it move really slow, okay, I'm gonna wait for it to close up. Okay, so obviously it moves and turns on and off at a much faster speed, but like the 2005 or even the pups. You know what, I'll use the pup because I completely forgot that I have to fix my 2005. I meant to do that before the video started, but I didn't. So take the pup, and this is one that is broken. The head doesn't move, so it's safe for me to do it on this one because it's already broken. It's not going to break even more. But let's say I'm going to make it move at the slowest speed. You can hear that there's kind of, I don't know how to explain the sound, but if you were to slow that down, you could probably hear the motor quickly pulsing on and off. Now that would sound different to if the Idog was on, like, had really low batteries and it was actually moving the motor at that speed. It would sound way different. Like the motor itself would actually be moving a lot slower. So now I'm going to put it on the fastest speed. That is the motor constantly moving. And that leads into the second thing that I want to explain. Is how the motor test actually works. So let me show you on the 2005. I'm going to fix that problem real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. 2005 Idog is fixed. So the way that the motor test works is when the Idog starts up, for most of them. I know, as far as I know, all of them except for the IC do this. I don't know about the iTurtle, I don't have one. But all of them except for the IC do, and I'll get to that one in a second because that one is a little bit different. But anyway, the 2005 Idog, I'm going to turn it on, and you'll notice that the ears move 3 times, sometimes 4 depending on where the sensor is. But it moves 3 or 4 times. And that, depending on how fast the ears move when it starts up, that will determine how fast it is set to move when it is in the normal mode. So if I turn it off, hello, there we go. Why did it take so long? I've noticed that if it detects that it's dark, for some reason it like makes the shutdown time a little bit longer. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if it's like that on the second generation. I didn't get to use my second generation enough before it broke to really look at the differences. But so anyway, if I kind of hold the ears and just know that this is for demonstration purposes, don't try this. I don't think it'll break it immediately, but it will wear down over time if you do this continuously. So if I hold down the ears, make it so it moves slower. It moves a little bit faster, and it's supposed to move faster, but I think these batteries might be kind of low. But they're also rechargeable batteries, and I know that the Idogs, especially the 2005s, they don't work nearly as well on rechargeables as they do on normal alkaline batteries. But it does move faster, and if I could like quickly take it apart, I could show you what happens if you move the sensor really fast. It would move way slower. It would move extremely slow. Because as the batteries get lower, the motor moves slower, which means that in order to keep it at the same speed, it has to move the motor a little bit faster, or make those pulses for the motor a little bit longer so that it looks like it's moving faster. And one thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about the pulses is a few other robots do this as well. The Furbies. I mean, I don't know about the newer ones. I think the newer ones might, but I know for a fact the original one does, because I remember seeing that in the source code. That's how I originally figured out. That's how I found out about the motor pulse thing. I don't know about the 2005s either, because I don't have one of those. And I haven't noticed it too much on the 2012, but I think it does. But yeah, let's move on to the pup. Now this one works the same way. You won't be able to physically see the head moving, but you'll be able to tell by the pitch of the motor. So the normal speed, I would say, if it's got good batteries, is about like that when the head moves back and forth. So I'm going to do that. Oh, okay. I'm going to turn it off. You kind of got to, let's see. And then one thing that makes it more confusing is in the normal, oh, I forgot to turn this one off. Okay. There we go. Got that one turning off back there. Like after it calculates the speed, it has two different speed settings that it can do within the speed that it's set to. So it's, I don't know, it makes it kind of a little more confusing. And I think all of them have it because like if the 2005, as it starts up, the head moves faster. So it has multiple speeds within the whatever it is set to, based on what it how fast the ears move. The speeds for the pups make a little bit of a difference because when it starts up after it does the speed test, it spins, it does the slower one and then the faster one. And then it does the opposite whenever it turns off. It does the faster one and then spins slower. And then for the moods, sad and lonely, move the head at the slower speed, and happy and excited move at the faster speed. So this is confusing. It's really not, but okay. So now if I move it faster, like maybe about like that. Let's try that. I think that's actually about the same speed, actually. Maybe, let's see. Yeah, it is. Okay. So now let's move it a little bit slower so that you can hear. So there is what the two speeds sound like, a little bit faster. So now let's go to the slowest one. So that is as fast as it can go. And that doesn't go as fast there because it's moving at the slower speed. But you'll get to hear it when I shut it off. That's the motor constantly moving at the fastest speed. No motor pulsing going on, it's just on all the way. So let's move on to the IC, because I feel like that one's a little bit different. This one actually does the motor test when it turns off. It does it once when you reset it or put batteries in as it starts up, but then the rest of the times, for some reason, it does it when it shuts off. So if I turn it on, it starts up normally. The feet don't move, so it can't move side to side, but you can see the flippers move. And each, for this one, you can actually see it in the test mode, and the pups you can as well. But the 2005s, you can't access the different speeds for the motor in the test mode, but the IC you can. The IC has 3 different motor speeds within the current motor speed. So it can spin at 3 different speeds once it looks at how fast the flippers move. And that's what it does to test the motor. So as I turn it off, it'll move at the fastest speed. So now with this one, there's a trick that, again, don't do this very often, but you'll get to hear how slow it moves. Okay. A lot slower. Oh, it only moves the feet. So now if I make it, if I do this where it won't move as fast. Now it'll move at the fastest speed. And you'll get to hear it. Now that is not at the actual fastest speed because it's in the normal mood, and it is set to move a little bit slower when it plays the songs for the normal mood. Oh, there we go. There's the fastest speed moving the feet and the flipper things. So the IC, there's that one, and then the Idog dance also does it. It's a little bit harder to notice on the dance though. I'm gonna have to hold mine up because mine is messed up. No, it was not because I was messing with the motors. It actually uses the motor for twisting it, like the dancing motor, or the main one that controls the dancing and the foot tapping. But it does the dancing motion to test the speed. So, oh, I almost forgot to flip that one to play mode. So if I I think it starts about right there. Let's redo that because that was not very good. So if I hold it slightly, again, I can't, I don't want anybody to try this and for some reason break their Idog. I've done this. I don't do it very often, but I have done it a few times to test out and see how all this stuff works. And the motor on mine is still, not the back legs, of course, because those break all the time, but everything else is still 100% working on mine. But I can't guarantee that it'll be the same on everybody else's, so I would say don't try this. But if I let it move a little bit slower, now it will. That's as fast as the foot can move. And it also does slightly change the back legs, the speed of the back legs. Let me see if I can get it to do the dancing thing so you can hear how fast that gets. So now if I try to make it move really fast during the startup, it will move as slow as possible. Let's see, did that work? Oh, I think it did. That's the foot tapping. And you can kind of hear the motor pulsing in the back legs moving. Let's see if I can get it to do the other thing. Really slow. So that's that. Let's see if I can get it to move at what is supposed to be the normal speed. Okay. Oh. Hello. Okay. So not as slow as the slowest one. It's kind of right in the middle where it should be. That tells me that the batteries are kind of, they're kind of right in the middle, I would say. They might be starting to get lower, but they're nowhere near the highest level that they can get. And really, these are rechargeable batteries, like I said, so they won't get to that really fast speed that it's programmed to get to, because rechargeable batteries just don't have that kind of power. So I would say these batteries are good. And sometimes I do that on my Idogs to see how good the batteries are, because I know how fast they move with good batteries and I know how fast they move normally. So I just kind of use that to figure out how good the batteries are. But so yeah, that is the Idog motor speed test, and sort of an explanation on how the how all that works. So thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a comment and subscribe. And I will see everybody in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.